Welcome to the Best Man Pod. My name is Joe. That's Dave. I'm super stoked to ask Dave about venues. I had a rough experience at a venue recently, and I'm curious to ask Dave about some of the best venues to play in, to see bands, to tech in, audio wise, all that. What's going on, Dave?
hmm Hey, nothing, man, nothing. So I have a lot of input for this. Doing my job has its benefits, and that's one of them is seeing some cool venues. Um, I'm sorry you had a bad experience. Do you want to explain your bad experience, and then we can talk about the cool venues?
Yeah, man. So, like, I've never gone to an arena show before. Like, I've always gone to like outdoor amphitheaters, indoor, just giant flat floored buildings and like everybody's on the same level. And I went to the Nutter Center and like it took almost 2 hours to get 2 miles from where we ate dinner into the theater. And almost like in hindsight, like we should have left after the show started and we probably could have got there faster because like we were literally just stuck in the middle of traffic and the traffic was moving with us. So like that was an annoyance. Like one. Um Bad setup, not a ton of ways to get in there. Like there's two ways in, two ways out, tons of lights heading into it, just kind of a nightmare.
hmm
And as I was bitching about it on our way in there, everybody I was with was like, "Yeah, that's how this arena is known for. Like it's terrible to get in and out of." Like,
hmm
well, fuck. So then two, the second one was like visually, the concert was phenomenal, and like listening to the music, it was phenomenal, but, like, the vocals, like, it almost sounded as if it was on one tone, like, you couldn't decipher one word to the next. You could hear the notes fluctuating, but you couldn't specifically hear, like, him changing his words, and, like, it could have been to do with, like, where we're sitting in the stadium, but, like, I feel like that if that's the case, like, I don't wanna go into an arena ever again and watch a show again, so, like, they put on a phenomenal show, like, it was Cody Johnson, like, I love that guy, like, he's so juiced, he's so appreciative to be on stage, like, the band is so good. The drummer's incredible. The drummer's really, really good.
That's good.
Um, I'm curious to know if he played a Mapex because it was a white, very similar drum set looking to yours.
hmm
So, I mean, it's something to look up, but, like, people ask us how it was, and it was just like, it's one of those, like, they did phenomenal. They did as best as they could. Like, I feel like they were fighting an uphill battle being in an arena and where it was at. So I'm curious to hear your uh, stance on when you've played arenas and like teched in arenas to like what you're battling in there.
I got you. He plays a Pearl Kit. I just looked it up.
Okay.
Um, so the difference is pretty huge between working or playing a show compared to going. Um, when you play the show, it's really cool to play big areas because you see a sea of people, which isn't
Hmm.
something that's normal. And normally they're there because they want to be there. They paid to be there. They're ready for a show, and they're usually pretty excited no matter what happens on stage, right?
So hold on, let me chime in there though. Like, he had said, how many people is this the first time you've ever seen me? And I would say 95% of the crowd like raised both hands and
Wow.
screamed. And like he was like, "All right, how many of you have had seen me before?" And it was like a small like 5% of the crowd screamed. He's like, "Okay, how many and all of you 5% just saw me at country concert this past summer?" And it was the same 5% scream. So like overwhelmingly first time they've saw them.
So he's blowing up fast. Is the point?
Fast. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Good for him. That's awesome. I have a friend who knows the drummer, and he posts about how stoked he is for him or whatever. I don't know him. I've never met him, but I know a lot of other drummers.
Such a good drummer. I mean, I've seen him twice now and like
That's good.
I think my first time I saw him, I sent you a video of him, and I just said, like, this guy doesn't seem like a normal country drummer because
hmm
he's very animated, very heavy, very hard hitting, like hands back, hard hitting. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
cool to
cool.
see him play.
That's awesome. Good. That's the way it should be. You need a good drummer if you want a good band. It's kind of important. Um, so yeah, I would say venues. One sticks out to me from one of my first tours ever, playing drums way back in 2009, on tour with My Children, My Bride. We were opening for As I Lay Dying. This is like way back,
Hmm.
and even before the jail stuff with the singer. Um, so I think we were. It was like a month long As I Lay Dying headliner, and we were in Virginia. I'm pretty sure it's in Richmond. The National is the name of this place. I think it's an old theater that they kind of revamped into like a modern feel because the green rooms are what stood out to me. It was like 2,000 people. Felt like a House of Blues kind of show.
Hmm.
If you've been to one of those before, that's kind of what it looked like and felt like. But the green rooms had like even for the openers, there were so many rooms. They had like pool tables and like everything you could think of to drink and all the fridges and stuff, which back then was such a big deal. So like we got to relax, and I think the headliner even had a hot tub inside in their like green room, which is awesome.
I can't believe that that band's still playing. I wonder how many original band members are still in it. I saw them pop up on like a opening act the other day. I'm like, oh shit.
I think two. I think only two. I think Phil and Tim, the singer. So the guitar player and the singer. Because I know Jordan left, Nick left, and what was the bass player's name? I forget, but he plays for Spirit Box now. Have you
Okay.
listened to that band at all?
Mm.
Um, so the guitar player Nick Hippa left, but I don't think he's doing anything with music, just solo stuff maybe. So yeah, they have the drummer from Unearth, Nick Pierce, good friend, good drummer. He plays traditional, like Jason Costa, but blast
Yeah.
beats,
Yeah.
like insane fast stuff. Great drummer. And then what's surprising about As I Lay Dying is the bass player for Miss May I. You know him, Ryan
Hmm.
Neff. He's now playing bass for As I Lay Dying
It's so wild.
and doing vocals. Yeah.
Is he
So
still doing Miss May I or no?
for sure. Yeah, that's like his band. He was in it originally and then quit to be in another band and came back after Josh Gillespie quit. So wild. Yeah. So many names. But yeah, the National. Great venue, man. So the difference when it comes to like the fans coming to the shows compared to crew, if you're working a show, is a lot of the time um, we want the show to go well, just like the fans do. But a lot of times fans don't like roadies because they won't give them a set list or a pick or a stick. We're not supposed to give anything to anybody. It's
Hmm.
usually the case. They're like, no, don't give out sticks. They cost money. Don't give out picks. Like that's something that artist does. And if you catch one, it's special. If we're just handing them out, like it's not special anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel that.
Plus, it's not my place to give out somebody else's shit. That's just
Yeah.
honesty. And it pisses us off a lot of older guys more than me because they've heard it a lot longer. Um, when people are yelling at us, calling us assholes for not giving them stuff they want on stage or like helping them out or, talking to them when we're doing our job.
So I was like, dude, I have the same struggles as you.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's one of the
same
most
struggles.
that's one of the most annoying things about working shows at this level or at pretty good size levels is just sometimes the people aren't as understanding as they could be, you know. Because I mean, we're all in this together. The show went well, hopefully, because the band or artist sounded good, and we
Hmm.
made the show run well because we do that. It's our job. And then you guys
So,
went home happy. That's always the goal.
so why, when I was at that arena show, like, why did I feel like I couldn't decipher the words the artist was singing? Like, what are they? What sounds are they battling? Why am I having that issue?
So if you were on stage, you were on left over here, right?
Looking at the stage, I was on the right. Standing on the stage, I was on the left.
Yeah, standing on the stage, you're on the top left. So I don't even know what rows those would be, but it wasn't top. You were like midway down, I think.
Yeah, like
But
like I was.
you were still high enough that the line array speakers only some of them were
Yeah.
facing you. So one of the things you were probably running into was sound reflection because they do
Okay.
try to do what they can to like pan them out
Hmm.
according to the way that the room is. But it's really hard, especially when you get to a certain point, for like all the sound to hit everyone the same because you're only getting like one
Yeah.
or two speakers. just like my voice
Okay.
being quiet because I went really far away to show you those examples. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so it's one of those things where it's just a sound. It's really hard to get everyone to have a great mix. If you're out front of house, like up in the front, like on the floor, or directly in the back behind front of house, it might be quiet, but you're gonna have a good mix because he mixes in a broad span, and he mixes hopefully so everyone has a good sound, but like it's got to be central still.
So when the sound guy is mixing the sound, he's mixing from where he's standing at in the arena, not where throughout the building. So like when I'm buying tickets, and this is for people that might be buying tickets in the future. So like when I'm buying tickets, like it's better to be far away in front if you're just trying to hear a great thing. Like so like this like furthest spot from the stage, but I can just sit in my seat and stare straight at it. That's where I'm gonna get the best sound.
I think so, yeah. Or I mean, if you wear earplugs, which we do when we go to shows, right by the soundboard with earplugs is
Okay.
perfect. That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's usually
All
what we
right.
do. If we don't have the ability to get into a show or I'm not working a show or something, and we pay to go, we try to stand close to a sound person or sound booth.
Okay. So what about like you told a story about like your favorite place that you've played.
Hmm.
Like what's one of the coolest place venues that you've been to? Like what like a couple bucket list venues that you can say like, "Hey, I've been here."
Man. Um,
Been here or played here or teched here.
right,
Doesn't have to be one or the
right.
other.
So playing Sturgis last year was pretty epic, and it's pretty cool to say that I played it.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Aaron Lewis and Travis Tritt. Like we did a show with Travis Tritt there, which was awesome.
One of the most iconic country singers of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he has that trouble song.
Hmm.
Like that's like one of the biggest country songs of all time.
Yeah, and I met
That's
like
sweet.
all of his crew, and only briefly met, but the Terminator from the Terminator movies, not Arnold, the other actor.
Uh, That's sweet.
He was there hanging out, so he like shook my hand. He said, "Great set" or whatever. I was just like, "Holy shit!" So like that kind of stuff happens, and that's the time I didn't think to grab my phone and get a picture with him, but a few of my other crew members did.
Yeah.
But yeah, we stood side stage. He was there with a couple of his biker buddies, and like
The guy that played the cop.
yeah, but he wasn't. He was like the melty guy. He melted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Um,
That's fucking
yeah.
sweet. I
So
never heard that before.
yeah, so he was there, and everybody was taking pictures with him or whatever. But we were both standing side stage for some of Travis Tritt's acoustic set, and his wife was there hanging out with both of us because I had met her earlier too, and like super nice people. Her name's Kiki. She sent us a Christmas card because she's just like the
I
nicest
saw that.
person.
That's sweet.
Um, but yeah, it's really interesting how all that happens. And like he was just sitting there smoking a cigar. I was sipping a beer. Kept looking over each other like, yeah, that was sick or whatever. And then he told me he went to the same high school as Travis Tritt. I guess that's why he was there
Oh,
because he
okay.
knows him.
That's cool.
Fucking small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time, man. That was probably one of the most iconic for me. I think there were 30,000 people there, but I don't know for sure who all were there when it came to like the attendance. It looked pretty packed though.
Yeah.
So
That's sick.
a lot of people, great experience. The only negative was it was dusty, obviously. So like the next day, cleaning all your shit sucks because I don't have a drum tech, so I still have to do my own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I could see that being a nightmare. And like you want your shit to look good.
right,
Like
right. But one of the funnest
you're a
venues,
little I feel like you're a little OCD when it comes to that than most.
yeah,
But that probably makes you good at the teching job as well though.
yeah. Some of the funnest venues to work are like or play. I guess you could take advantage of this too. There's this amphitheater in um, Hartford, New Hampshire, and these are some of the souvenirs they give out. This is like a metal water bottle.
Yeah. It's
So
cool.
Guilford. So a lot of my friends can vouch that Guilford, New Hampshire, usually ends up being the last day of a run for a shed run for like amphitheaters like Riverbend. It's about that size, and they have in the
Big.
yeah, it's good size in the green room area, which isn't even a green room; it's like a campus almost on the back. They have multiple buildings, putt putt, an in-ground pool with like an open bar for band and crew all day if you wanted to. Even
Mhm.
like most of us had to work most of the day, but like still able to jump in there and have a beer or whatever. It was cool. Um, and then they have the best catering, and then they give away gifts like that too. So their catering at the end of the night, I think every time we've gone there has been filet mignon and lobster, and it's all fresh.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's perfect. That's probably the best catering. So that's something that it's like weird what you look forward to, but like good food is something to look forward to. So certain venues have really good stuff. House of Blues always has like really spicy, eclectic food. That's fun. So
So, like, some of my, like, favorite venues to go to, a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, like, a little bit more not a bad seat in the
yeah,
house. Like, that's kinda my favorite. Like, I enjoy the Bogarts, I enjoy the Newport, I enjoy the Madison Theater, I enjoy that stuff.
hmm
And, like, even, like, when I went and saw you when you were playing with, Aaron, like, in Columbus, like, small place, like, everybody had a line of sight, like, that's cool. Like, I enjoy that. Like, going to the arena, like, that was too much. Like, everybody got to be there, everybody got to say they saw them,
yeah,
but, like, I think everybody had can give a story of, like, why they probably won't wanna do that again. And on the flip side, like, I love going to country concert, but the only reason I love going to country concert is because my awesome beer reps hook me up with front row tickets and free beer and a good venue and a good spot, and, like, I couldn't imagine being those people that are literally 2 football fields back watching a jumbotron, and they paid $200 to be there that day. Like, that's a wild, wild
yeah.
move. Like, there's no way in hell I would do that.
No,
But, like, literally, like, country concerts, literally 2 football fields long. It's like 400 yards from the stage to the back person. Like, you're just watching a jumbotron. You're so fucked up, you don't care. Like, and maybe that's why they're there. I'm not sure, but, like,
man.
kudos to
I mean,
them. Like,
one
I wouldn't wanna do
one
that.
one other benefit. So like playing arenas, the green rooms are usually the locker rooms or whatever sporting like team is there. That's usually how it works. But there's
Yeah.
also multiple rooms. Usually, it's like group showers set up, but there's enough showers that everybody can probably take their own with all the different group shower locker rooms they have or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
but it really depends because if you have a hotel, you don't need a shower there, you know. But it's different, that's for sure. Because here's a good example. I was working for Ace Frehley, and we opened up for Alice Cooper at the Dollar Save Center, which is I think it's a hockey arena outside of Vegas. That was my first gig with them. And after the show, the guitar players, they like to have a couple drinks after the show or whatever, and not a lot of people drink backstage. I guess I think there's a rule about it with that camp, but um, basically there was a box that was available to us with a bunch of food and drinks, so we could go up there to watch Alice Cooper set from a box for free. You know what I mean? Which is cool. So that's some
Mhm.
of the benefits of working or playing in bands when you're at a certain level. Some of the perks are like, yeah, this box is specifically for Ace Frehley's band and crew. They can go up there and hang if they want.
Okay.
And up, Sebastian Bach was up there, and a couple other like famous people from LA. I was just like,
Yeah.
life can be weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sweet.
I didn't meet him, but it's just weird that that kind of stuff just happens. I was just like sipping a free Bud Light, just drum tech. Yeah,
Hey,
what's up?
guys.
What's up, guys? I'm always the youngest with that group though.
Oh,
No
I'm
matter
sure.
who comes to visit, I'm always the youngest. Um,
But, alright,
yeah.
man. Well, I appreciate your input on the venues.
Sorry, rabbit holes.
I think it's cool.
I could talk
No,
for
you're cool, man.
hours about that.
We could probably go down we could probably revisit this multiple
hmm
times, but, uh, amphitheaters, sweet. Arenas, cool for playing and teching, not so cool for the random Joe
Yeah.
in the show,
Yep.
so alright,
Cool.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. See
Later,
you,
buddy.
dude.